This is On the Couch with Dr. K, a show focused on answering the questions of urban and hip-hop adults rising to reach personal stars in daily life. Now, here's your host, Dr. K.
All right, yay! Everybody clap. Okay, so good afternoon. You're listening to On the Couch with Dr. K, right here on AM 990 Talk Radio, and we have an absolutely fabulous cast of people today. Give yourselves a hand. I have with me the absolutely awesome and stupendous, extra intelligent International Travelers Club from Martin Luther King College Preparatory High School, of Fraser Community School. So clap for yourselves again. All right. So our question for today is, do you let your kids sag their pants? Sagging, is it a menace to society or just a fashion statement? And believe it or not, this has been a very controversial question. I have gotten so many responses on Facebook. I can't even count them all. We will get to those. But my listeners out there, if you want to get in on this conversation, give us a call at 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-KWAM. So we're getting right into it. I'm going to let everyone introduce themselves. I'm not going to even attempt to remember names. So I'm going to start with the adult first, and we'll roll around. So, Mr. Talley, I do know your name.
Alex Talley.
All right, good. And tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a teacher at MLK College Preparatory High School, and I'm the founder of ITC.
Thank you. Okay, go right ahead.
My name is Tavion Moore. I'm a 12th grader at Martin Luther King Junior College Preparatory.
Okay, Tavion, use your outside voice, not the sexy talking to the girlfriend voice. Okay, thank you, Tavion. We're moving right along.
My name is Tyreshawn Carter. I'm a 9th grade at MLK College Preparatory High School.
Tyreshawn, that's right. Okay, thank you, Tyreshawn.
My name is Norton Carson. I'm a 10th grader at MLK College Preparatory High School.
All right, thank you, Mr. Carson.
My name is Tristan Jones. I'm a 10th grader at MLK College Preparatory High School.
All right, Tristan. Okay.
My name is Catrellis James. I'm a 10th grader, and I attend Craigmont High School.
Catrellis, all right. Thank you. Well, I noticed none of you are sagging. So let me hear what your thoughts are about this particular topic. Do you think that sagging is a menace to society, like it's really, really bad, it's a criminal activity or something that should be considered criminal, or is it just a fashion statement? Who wants to go first?
I think it's inappropriate.
Oh, ooh. Mr. Carson thinks it's inappropriate. Let's hear why you think it's inappropriate. Okay, all right, I understand. So it irritates you when you see it. You think it's nasty and inappropriate. Okay, and you think that it indicates homosexuality in some form or fashion. Okay, yes, I have heard that some people believe that the origins of it come from the prison system and how people would maybe indicate their sexual preference by showing their underwear and their rear ends. Okay. Thank you very much. Anybody else? Somebody else's thoughts? Get in there. Go ahead.
I feel like people shouldn't want to follow up behind what you saying something come from prison.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like it's just real crazy.
Mm-hmm. So you don't like the fact that it originates in the prison sector. Okay. Thank you. Anybody else?
I believe it's just really disrespectful because nowadays you have kids doing what they see other kids doing.
Mm-hmm.
And now, say if you're sagging like your parents, the kids will now want to sag and go up and just do that. And I don't think that you should.
Okay. So you're saying that there are some kids who have parents who sag.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Thank you. And So they have to make a decision not to even follow what their parents are doing because they think maybe their parents are inappropriate, as Mr. Carson said.
And when they see their parents do it, then they may think it's right.
Okay. So you hear that out there, parents? Have to lead your kids in the right direction. And do you have a comment, a thought about it?
I feel that if you're gonna sag your pants, you need to do it like when others not around. Like do it in the privacy of your home or something like that. Don't subject everybody to what you like to do.
Oh, okay. So you feel like it's a private issue. That maybe if you want to walk around in your house, like a lot of us do, we walk around in our homes maybe with clothes that we would not wear outside or at school, then that's your preference, but don't make everybody else have to see your underwear. Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are almost at our first break, and as you can hear, we have some very strong opinions in this room. We have some kids who have their heads on straight. So all of you out there who believe that all the kids of the world are not doing things correctly and they're all part of the devil and are going straight to hell, you are wrong. We have some great young men and young ladies in this room today, and we are going to tackle this issue more. When we come back from our first break, we'll hear what some of our Facebook friends had to say, and we'll also take some callers. If you want to get in on this conversation, give us a call at 260-5926, 260-KWAM. Remember to like us on Facebook and go to our brand new website, onthecouchwithdrk.com. You may send in questions, ask questions, leave your comments, or even book us. Remember, onthecouchwithdrk.com, and you're listening to AM 990 Talk Radio.
They still consider me a new jack. All the critics you can hang on my hold the rope, but they hope to the Pope and play it ain't dope. The follower of Farrakhan, don't tell me that you understand until you hear the man. The book up the new school rap game. Writers treat me like Coltrane, insane. Yes to them, but to me, I'm a different kind. We're brothers of the same mind, unblind.
For legal experience with a Christian touch, call the law offices of Attorney Victoria Gillard. We stop foreclosures and repossessions. Other areas of our practice include personal injury, civil and criminal matters, divorce, child support, child custody, and Social Security cases. Call today at 901-624-8852 for a free consultation. Karen Streeter Psychological Consulting is a firm dedicated to helping parents, schools, churches, and organizations assess and treat learning, emotional, and behavior difficulties in children. We offer services such as IQ testing, academic testing, behavior analysis, behavioral planning, preventive counseling, parent training, staff development, professional development, crisis management, and risk assessments, and so much more. To enrich the lives of your children, call Karen Streeter Psychological Consulting at 901-650-2569 or email me at kstreeter5@aol.com. Are you considering buying or selling a home and don't know where to start? Call Sharon Brown of Twilight Realtors at 901-355-7271. To learn more about the services offered by Sharon Brown, visit her on the web at www.sharonbrown.cry-like.com or like her on Facebook today. Her success comes when your home is sold or you have the keys to your new home. Call Sharon Brown of Cry Like Realtors at 901-355-7271 for all your real estate needs today.
What do your status updates say? You're learning a new language? Going all organic? Instead of typing your feelings, what if you could put them into action by creating a network to help keep kids off the streets? In a country like Armenia or in Honduras, what if every ounce of your being helped update the status of a person, and in turn they did the same for you? Would this be enough social interaction? Life is calling. How far will you go? Peace Corps. Get interactive at peacecorps.gov/game.
False media, we don't need it, do we? It's
person but me because nobody knows this song. That's okay.
Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype, it's a sequel. As an equal, can I get this through to you? My 98 booming with a trunk of funk. All the jealous punks can't stop the dunk.
Are we ready?
Coming from the school of hard knocks.
Okay, you're listening to On the Couch with Dr. K, right here on AM 990 Talk Radio, and I am here with the fantastic International Travelers Club from Martin Luther King College Preparatory High School, right here from the Fraser Community Schools here in Memphis, Tennessee. And tell us a little bit about where you're trying to go this year. Anybody, where are you trying to go this year?
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica? Now that's on my bucket list. I want to go to Costa Rica. Might be able to get some friends. So how much money does that take, and how can we help you? Speaking to the mic.
Share 40,000. 40,000, and you can reach us by email or phone. The email is Fraser HSITC at yahoo.com or www.gofundme.com/ITC38127.
All right, good job. So I will be contributing as I did last year. In fact, you all almost marked my first year anniversary. It was about this time last year, right before I started with my show. You gave me a lot of inspiration. I really appreciate that. So I'm always looking forward to contributing. And those of you out there, every time you see a young man with his pants not sagging, you should think about contributing to the ITC. $10 for everyone you see. So hopefully each one of you will see at least 10 young men. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in here right now who aren't sagging. So that's $70 already. So our question for today, in case you have not caught on, the question is sagging. Number 1, do you let your kids sag their pants? And number 2, is it a menace to society or just a fashion statement? And my young proteges here, so far, they have felt that it's inappropriate. It's something that you should do at home. You shouldn't have it out in the street. Now, do you think that it is creating crime going on in society today? Or is it just something that is of poor taste? Anybody?
I don't think it's a fashion. I think people just see other people doing it.
Okay, so you think it's just a trend. It's just something that other people see people doing and then they copy it?
It probably perhaps smart. Probably they think make them look more street.
Okay, so it's something where if someone is looking at you, they may assume that you're a thug or that you are involved in some sort of criminal activity, even if you're not. Okay, I can understand that. In fact, we're going to get into some of our stats and facts in just a few minutes. But first, I just want to read what some of my Facebook people have to say. Let's see here. Okay, I see here that Terrence says, no, I would not allow my son or daughter to sag their pants. Although I think it's just a fashion statement, it's not something that I allow in my home, so no. Okay, so then thank you so much for that statement, Terrence. Then let's see here. I have Tanya who says, tailored is a luxury. That's what I tell my son. I'm trying to teach him the importance of buying pants at the appropriate waist and length size. It's difficult to find his size, but certain apparel stores do have it, and wearing tailored pants is something that people of means are able to wear. So don't look lazy. pull your pants up. Thank you so much, Tanya. And we have a caller. Okay, they hung up. Okay, well, caller, please call back. And then lastly, Pamela says, I say that it is a fashion that needs to die. It also looks like they're carrying a load. And why wear something that you have to continuously pull up? So people have some very, very strong comments here about the sagging pants. What do you think, Mr. Talley? I know you're one of the adults at the school, and you all help to set the tone for the students. So tell us your thoughts.
We had mentioned during the break that, you know, it's not really an expectation for ITC, but it is one of those that when we decide what students we're going to take and be part of ITC, there's a certain expectation of what we look for. And, you know, for me, sagging it's lazy. Okay. It's something that, you know, you have hips for a reason. So whether it's your hips or it's a belt, you know, utilize those things. And, you know, you look more professional. You look, you know, more together than when you're sagging and look like you just don't care.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So you have a criteria for students that you are going to take to Costa Rica. They need to be at a higher level than some other students. Well, that's certainly understandable. So we're going to look at a few more comments here before we take a break, and then we're going to get into our stats and facts. So Adam says, who are our sons and daughters imitating? Are they imitating their parents, their friends, or what they see on, quote, television? I would not allow my son to wear his pants below his waist for several reasons. 1, he represents me and my household. 2, in the prison system, that's what someone else said, pants below your waist means you're owned sexually by another man. And 3, he represents himself as a man. No self-respecting man would walk around with your underwear showing. And I totally agree with all of those comments. A lot of people believe that, but then there are also young ladies who sag too. I've seen that. So what are your thoughts about that? Young ladies sagging, showing their thong underwear. Do you have any thoughts? Anybody have any thoughts? I couldn't hear you repeat that. Oh, you're going to keep yours to yourself. Anybody else? Any thoughts of it? Would you guys, do you like girls who walk around showing their underwear?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
I think if a female wants to walk around like this, she has no self-respect.
Okay. All right, so it shows she has kind of low self-esteem. What do you guys think?
It's unattractive.
Unattractive, okay. Hear that, ladies? You're out there. What about, because what is that, the tramp stamp? Sometimes they want to they want to let the pants down to show the tattoo that's on the back. What are your thoughts about that? Does that look good or not? No. Okay. So keep the stamp under the shirt. Okay. All right. So you've heard it from the horse's mouth here. Kids don't necessarily like it. They don't necessarily think that it looks good. So maybe we have to start saying that more so other kids can actually hear and know what the thoughts are. So after this next break, we will get into our stats and our facts, and we'll look at what some popular culture is saying about sagging and really some of the more sinister thoughts about it, because there are some moves out there to criminalize sagging, to actually make it against the law. So we will talk about that when we come back. If you'd like to get in on this conversation, give us a call at 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-KWAM. You're listening to On the Couch with Dr. K on AM 990. We're asking the question, do you let your kids sag? Sagging pants, fashion faux pas, or menace to society? We'll be right back.
Harry Allen, I gotta ask him. Yo, Harry, you're a writer. Are we that tight? Don't believe the hype.
Total Beauty is a hair salon that invites you to enjoy a lifestyle full of beauty today. Dial 901-649-0559. Look to Randa Patton Streeter's lifestyle blog, which also invites you to enjoy a lifestyle full of high fashion and glamour. Like her on Facebook today. Are you considering buying or selling a home and don't know where to start? Call Sharon Brown of Twilight Realtors at 901-355-7271. To learn more about the services offered by Sharon Brown, visit her on the web at www.sharonbrown.cry-like.com or like her on Facebook today. Her success comes when your home is sold or you have the keys to your new home. Call Sharon Brown of Cry Like Realtors at 901-355-7271 for all your real estate needs today.
Join me, Bruce Love, host of Sunday Mornings with Brother Love, every Sunday here on AM 990. Tune in Sunday mornings and let's talk religion, politics, and everything in between. Call in at 901-260-5926. And tell me about your church announcements and what's so good about your church. And if your pastor is doing something great in the community, I want to hear about it. I will highlight their good deeds on the show.
Sunday Mornings with Brother Love at 8 a.m. right here on KWAM 990, the voice of Memphis.
Karen Streeter Psychological Consulting is a firm dedicated to helping parents, schools, churches, and organizations assess and treat learning, emotional, and behavior difficulties in children. We offer services such as IQ testing, academic testing, behavior analysis, behavioral planning, preventive counseling, parent training, staff development, professional development, crisis management, and risk assessments, and so much more. To enrich the lives of your children, call Karen Streeter Psychological Consulting at 901-650-2569 or email me at kstreeter5@aol.com.
What do your status updates say? You're learning a new language? Going all organic? Instead of typing your feelings, what if you could put them into action by creating a network to help keep kids off the streets in a country like Armenia or in Honduras? What if every ounce of your being helped update the status of a person and in turn they did the same for you? Would this be enough social interaction? Life is calling. How far will you go? Peace Corps. Get interactive at peacecorps.gov/game.
Are you considering buying or selling a home and don't know where to start? Call Sharon Brown of Twilight Realtors at 901-355-7271. To learn more about the services offered by Sharon Brown, visit her on the web at www.sharonbrown.cry-like.com or like her on Facebook today. Her success comes when your home is sold or you have the keys to your new home. Call Sharon Brown of Cry Like Realtors at 901-355-7271 for all your real estate needs today. Okay, you're back. You're listening to On the Couch with Dr. K right here on AM 990 Talk Radio. And we're asking the question, do you let your kids sag? Is this a fashion faux pas or a menace to society? And I have in the studio with me today the International Travelers Club from the Martin Luther King College Preparatory High School, right from Fraser here in Memphis, Tennessee. Give yourselves a hand, guys, because you all have been absolutely fantastic already today. And we are going to get into our stats and facts because right over the break, we were talking about where this trend actually began. So our stats and facts, as always, were researched by my super intelligent intern, Stanley Shotwell II. Thank you, Stanley. Yay. Wave at Stanley, everybody. Stanley, wave at everybody. We can't see you. Let them. Okay. He does. Oh, thank you. Yay. Okay. So Stanley got this information for me, and he is fantastic as always. So he looked at first the origin of sagging pants. He says, and this is from an article entitled, quote, "The Murky Genesis of Sagging." An NPR blog, that's National Public Radio blog, explores the topic of sagging in its history and its origin. According to the blogger, how and where the sagging trend begins is murky. According to the blogger, the most familiar origin myth for sagging goes something like this. Convicts prohibited from wearing belts often were sagging prison-issued uniforms, and they carried that look with them once they were back on the outside. And it's my understanding that they couldn't wear belts to prevent suicide or homicide too, I'm sure. Another story goes that some prisoners would wear their pants low to let other inmates know they were sexually available. That comes from NPR's Sagging Pants and the Long History of, quote, dangerous street fashion. Next, sagging and the law, because we wanted to look at the correlation between sagging pants and criminal activity or the law. So some states have enacted bans against sagging and have not, bans against sagging. According to a 2012 article from the Daily Mail, what's the name of this place? The Cocoa, Florida City Council granted local law enforcement, quote, the powers of a fashion police after they passed a law banning the wearing of saggy pants in public. This ban included exposed underwear or skin more than 3 inches below the waistline on city property. That would be streets, sidewalks, etc. Quote, those judged by the police to be wearing inappropriately hanging pants will be handed a civil fine of $25 for the first offense, $75 for a third, and $100 every time after that. So you're hearing it right from the stats and facts that now we are beginning to criminalize sagging pants. And whenever we do that, some people believe, and this comes from a new look for racial profiling, saggy pants legislation. They're saying we increase the risk to ourselves by using our scarce resources, targeting people who have done no harm other than to dress in a way that others don't like, end quote. So what are your thoughts about that? Do you think we need to start arresting or fining people, the police, for wearing saggy pants? Should it be against the law, or should it just be something that people say, well, it's just not a good idea? What are your thoughts about that? Anybody?
Well, I feel like it really wouldn't be a problem with people getting fined for sagging.
Okay, all right. And so who would enact the laws?
With the police.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Anybody else have any thoughts?
Well, I also agree with the fining, but I think you should charge more for that, because the more you charge and the more you get caught doing it, the more you do not want to pay again if you get caught.
Okay. All right. I understand. So, wow, you all are tough on crime. Are you Republicans? But I understand that, this is something that a lot of people really find distasteful, so much so that they do want to criminalize it and to, just find some way to stop it. Do you remember the song, and this was from Hobson, Sag My Pants, and I wanted to use it on my show, but there was so much profanity in it. I couldn't even the clean version was dirty. But one thing that he talks about in his song is basically he feels that he sags his pants as a way to tell society he doesn't care. that, you know, it's a way of really having some type of defiance against just everyday society. And so this is what some people are looking at when they're thinking about sagging pants. They feel like, you know, this is a way for me to show my rejection of values of mainstream society. Some people feel like it's a symbol of freedom and cultural awareness among some youths. Do you think that's true? Are there some kids out there, they're just doing it as a way to show that, you know, they don't care what mainstream society feels? Any thoughts about that?
Once again, I don't think it's that. I just think it's monkey see, monkey do.
Ooh, okay. Mm-hmm.
And I guess when they see other people do it, you know, certain people they see do it.
Okay. Like, who are some of the people they see do it?
Well, some people such as gang members or their friends.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
And say if they see a gang member, then they'll feel like they have a high authority.
Mm-hmm.
Or something like that.
So these are maybe some negative role models in the teen community. So these are people who are outside of mainstream society. So they could be saying, hey, I'm outside of society. I'm not trying to be a part of it. I want to show you even that I'm not a part of mainstream society. For some people, they believe that. But wow, I really appreciate all of your comments on that. I was looking again at some more information just regarding some adults' ideas about trying to actually criminalize this. I think it's kind of a fashion statement for some people. You see rappers who are on television, they're sagging their pants. You've seen some women sag their pants, and throughout the ages, there have been times when young people were trying to just express themselves, whether it was through sagging pants. A long time ago, it was afros and dashikis. I remember when Michael Jackson came out, everybody wanted to wear short pants and show off their socks. Like, that was the new fashion trend. Wasn't necessarily all that cute, but, you know, people wanted to do that. Girls, for a while, and this was only a few years ago, they would buy their bras to match their shirts and let their bra straps show. But we didn't necessarily have a law against it. But for some reason, this sagging of the pants is just really something that people just cannot tolerate. And I have an interesting piece of information that I found on Wikipedia. And this actually refers to your founder, Bobby White. And it says that, it says a school in Memphis, Tennessee, in an interview on WMC TV, Principal Bobby White, so this was when he was a principal, stated that the general idea is to fight pop culture with pop culture. So what they would do is they would tell students anyone caught sagging would be, quote, urkeled. So you all know about this? Okay. They would be, quote, urkeled. And this was a reference to the character Steve Urkel. And I'm sorry, somebody just walked in. So basically what would happen is they would yank your pants up and attach them with zip ties, right? Okay, so tell us about that. Anybody remember that? Getting urkeled, or anybody getting urkeled? Okay. Okay, all right. So we have a caller who wasn't able to get through, so let me put her up against the microphone. Okay, hi caller. You're on the air with Dr. K. You have a question or a comment? Turn your radio down. Hi, Miss Scott. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, you have a question or a comment? You're on the air with Dr. K.
I can't hear you. Say what?
Do you have a question or a comment? You're on the air with Dr. K.
Yes, I was commented on the sagging pants.
Yes, ma'am. So what's your comment?
My comment is that young men need to pull their pants up. It's not a good thing to have your pants pulled down below your knees. It's also not a good thing, and it's not a good health practice. Your pants are pulled down. You're sitting in chairs. You don't know what's in the chair.
I don't know. No, it's still on. Okay. Caller, please call back. I think you cut out on us. So as soon as we get you back on, we will put you back on the air. We have another caller? Okay. All right. So I believe Miss Scott is a school nurse, right? Okay, Randa. Randa just walked in. Hi, Randa. Good to see you. Hello, hello. Wow, we're almost out of time. So I heard her say that there were some medical issues associated with sagging pants.
Yes. She has always explained to the students that you have to be careful when you're wearing your pants that low.
Okay.
May sit in a chair that's full of bacterial, fecal matter.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
The person that's wearing their pants that low could have fecal matter on them. So you have to think about it to that degree.
Okay.
A lot of times we're not looking at it from that point of view. We're looking at the style.
Okay, okay.
And I know all of us have style.
And swagger.
And I know there's some things that I've worn that Mom didn't like per se. But when we look back at her picture,
yes,
we're able to think of some things like, what? You said we couldn't wear this, but you all wore that, which is pretty much on the same level. We're just, I guess, in another time war.
Right, exactly.
So she was looking at it from a health point of view.
All right.
And when you look at it from that point,
it really makes you think. It makes a lot of sense. Thank you. Thank you, Nurse Scott, so much for calling in and bringing a totally different look at it. We really appreciate that because I think a lot of us have not thought about, especially the fecal matter. And especially when you start to think about Ebola and hepatitis and all of those different, or there could be blood or anything. So that's a problem.
Bacteria, the skin, eating.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Okay. You're right. So there are some health issues there that we really want to address. So we want to make sure that we're thinking about that along with all of the criminal elements. Okay. So we have another caller.
Hey, good afternoon, Dr. K, and to my favorite guest in the studio.
Hello. Hi, Brother Love. Thank you so much for... Oh, they are scrambling to get the earphones, so you are an exciting person to them. So you have a question or a comment, Brother Love?
Well, I'll be real quick. I just wanted to say I thank all the young people that are in the studio today. I mean, they're my heroes, and I'm so proud of them, and I'm so glad all of them keep their pants up. Fabian, you and the crew, I'm real proud of all of you. Also, I wanted to say something real quick about the criminal part of it. I don't believe you should be arrested for sagging pants, but I do believe or wish there was some way that authorities could stop you on the street and make you pull your pants up, just like they make you get off the corner or get away from hanging in front of stores or whatever. The same thing. I'm not looking for anybody to go to jail, but I do think somebody with authority or an adult or a mature adult should be allowed to ask that child or that young person to pull their pants up.
All right.
That's my comment on that. Great show, great guest, great audience, all of it. And I appreciate the show, and I'm going to hang up so I can listen to the last few minutes of it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for calling. We really appreciate it, as always, Brother Love. And for those of you out there, do not walk down Brother Love's street because he will snatch you and tell you to raise up your pants. So thank you so much for calling. And if anyone wants to get in on this conversation, give us a call at 901-260-5926. In our last few minutes, we have one more break. We'll be back after these messages. You're listening to On the Couch with Dr. K. We're asking the question, sagging, fashion faux pas, or menace to society? Streeter's Total Beauty is a hair salon that invites you to enjoy a lifestyle full of beauty today. Dial 901-649-0559. Look to Randa Patton Streeter's lifestyle blog, which also invites you to enjoy a lifestyle full of high fashion and glamour. Like her on Facebook today. Are you considering buying or selling a home and don't know where to start? Call Sharon Brown of Crylike Realtors at 901-355-7271. To learn more about the services offered by Sharon Brown, visit her on the web at www.sharonbrown.cry-like.com or like her on Facebook today. Her success comes when your home is sold or you have the keys to your new home. Call Sharon Brown of Crylike Realtors at 901-355-7271 for all your real estate needs today. Karen Streeter Psychological Consulting is a firm dedicated to helping parents, schools, churches, and organizations assess and treat learning, emotional, and behavior difficulties in children. We offer services such as IQ testing, academic testing, behavior analysis, behavioral planning, preventive counseling, parent training, staff development, professional development, crisis management, and risk assessments, and so much more. To enrich the lives of your children, call Karen Streeter Psychological Consulting at 901-650-2569 or email me at kstreeter5@aol.com. Streeter's Total Beauty is a hair salon that invites you to enjoy a lifestyle full of beauty today. Dial 901-649-0559. Look to Randa Patton Streeter's lifestyle blog, which also invites you to enjoy a lifestyle full of high fashion and glamour. Like her on Facebook today. All right. You're back listening to On the Couch with Dr. K right here on AM 990 KWAM. We're asking the question, do you let your son or daughter sag? Is this a fashion faux pas or a menace to society? And I am here with the super intelligent International Travelers Club from MLK College Preparatory High School right here in Memphis in the Fraser community. And they've had a lot of great comments. We've talked about the health issues surrounding the pants. We've also talked about the criminalization and, you know, all of these very conservative students believe not only should we fine them, but we should fine them more money to ensure they keep their pants up. And I'm happy to say that all of our students here in the radio station are very well dressed. Do we have a caller? Okay. Hi, caller. You're on the air with Dr. K. You have a question or a comment?
Yes, ma'am. I'm just a general pediatrician, but I know a lot of the young teenage boys are attracted to the teenage girls, and I wonder if they could do a little survey at the school and ask the girls, would you, notwithstanding, would you be more attracted to a fella who has his pants down or one who has a normal, or would it make no difference if they could do a little survey? I mean, that's just a...
Right. I like that. That's a creative way of looking at it. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Well, have a nice day, and enjoy the program.
Thank you, and continue to listen and call back again, okay?
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. All right. So, how do you think that survey would go? Do you think kids would really answer the survey? And do you think, what percentage? Do you think 50% of the girls would like it? 60%? What percentage do you think? Tell me your name again. Tristan. What percentage of girls do you think would like it? Speaking the mic.
I think it'll be more girls who like boys who have their pants down than...
Really? So it's the girls who are causing this. The girls are keeping it going. So the boys are wearing the pants down because the girls like it.
Just how I feel.
Okay, girls. Well, girls, we have a lot on our shoulders. We have to change what we like if we want to change this trend. So we are almost out of time. Wow, this time just flies by. We are going to get into our 4 points. 4 points for today. And the 4 points, basically, I want everybody to realize that a lot of this is hype. Let's say that together. Hype. H-Y-P-E. Hype. H. The first thing that we need to realize as adults is, number one, how can we say things are really horrible or bad when we are purchasing the clothing? If you don't want your son to sag, don't buy the pants that are too big. Why? Young people oftentimes will try to buck authority. They will try to, show themselves as being different and show their creativity. And in some cases, that's all this is a way for a young person to just separate themselves and to show their creativity. P, we always have to put things in perspective. Yes, we do not like to see kids with their pants down, but it should not be criminalized, because once we start talking about arresting children, now we're starting to look at maybe your child getting arrested simply for having their pants sagging, and that's not something we want to start. We want to keep it in perspective and be creative. Creative like Bobby White was creative in schools. Creative like that doctor who said, let's take a survey. So there are other ways we can combat this other than just trying to get the police involved, because everybody wants to be accepted. So sometimes you're seeing this because kids either want to be accepted by a certain crowd, like boys want to do it because girls like it, or you see some gang members who feel like they've been rejected from other people, so they're doing it to be accepted by their particular peers, even though they are negative. So don't believe the hype. H-Y-P-E. All right. Thank you. And we have another caller. Hi, caller. Hi, caller. You're on the air. You have a question or a comment?
Yes, how are you doing today?
Fine. How are you?
Oh, doing great, doing great.
Good. What's your comment or question?
I'm totally against the kids with the pants sagging.
Yes. Okay.
But I think we're going to have to find another way to get them to pull their pants up. I hope it's just a fad that will just go away. Mm-hmm. But I don't think arresting them is going to be the answer. Mm-hmm. It looks like that's going to cause a lot of different problems. And I'm not sure who's trying to make that a law. Is it city, county, state?
Mm-hmm. Well, it hasn't happened here, but it has happened in some other states, for an example, in Florida.
Yes, but I can't see them arresting 6, 7, 8-year-old kids. And, are they going to give them a ticket or take them downtown and fingerprint them and give them a police record for this? And do they expect these kids, are these kids going to pay the fine?
Right.
No, your 8, 9-year-old kid, you're not, are they going to find the parents?
Exactly.
And one person commit a crime and then someone else, a parent, has to pay for it.
Right. So It sounds like you're saying it should be really more responsibility for the parents.
Yes, the parents are going to have to work with that. But, you know, we have kids raising kids now.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like some of the parents are teaching the kids to wear their pants down. I've seen look like 2 and 3 year old kids with the pants hanging down. You know, that's the parent doing that.
Exactly.
You know, so how can a kid learn that way? You know, I don't have a good answer for it, but it just looks like that's something we may have to just pray about.
All right. Well, listen, thank you. Thank you so much. I hate to cut you off, but we're running out of time. Thank you so much for those wise words. Continue to listen and call again, okay?
Okay, sure will.
Thank you so much. Bye. Wow. We are out of time. So, as always in parting, I wish you a life full of love, peace, and happiness. If you cannot be in love, then at least try to be happy. If you cannot be happy, then at least try to be peaceful. But if your peace has been disturbed, then it's time for you to change your situation. Thank you so much. Thank you, ITC. Remember, donate to them. Where can they donate to? Oh, my goodness. Am I going to read that? Okay, www.gofundme.com or /ITC 38127. So make sure you donate to them. And make sure you like us on Facebook, On the Couch with Dr. K, and go to our brand new website, onthecouchwithdrk.com. We will see you next time on the radio. Thank you for listening. Great job, guys. Give yourselves a hand. Great job. Woo, bye-bye. See you next time. Wave.